The house had been empty for years. It was said to be haunted, and no one wanted to enter it. But when Sarah's family moved to the small town, they had no choice but to rent the house. At first, everything seemed normal, but soon, strange things started happening. Sarah would hear unexplained noises in the night, and strange shadows would appear at the corner of her eye. She began to feel like someone was watching her. One night, Sarah woke up to find a figure standing at the foot of her bed. It was a man, wearing a long black coat and a wide-brimmed hat. He just stood there, silent and still. Sarah was so scared that she couldn't move. The figure slowly moved closer to her, and Sarah could make out his face. It was pale and gaunt, with dark sunken eyes, and a long jagged scar down one cheek. She screamed, but no sound came out. Suddenly, the figure lunged forward and grabbed her. She could feel his cold, lifeless hands on her body, and his breath on her face. He began to whisper something in her ear, but she couldn't make out the words. Sarah tried to scream, but nothing came out. She struggled, but the figure was too strong. She thought she was going to die. Then, just as suddenly as he appeared, the figure vanished into thin air. The next morning, Sarah's family found her huddled in a corner, trembling with fear. She tried to tell them what happened, but she couldn't find the words. All she could do was point to the bedroom door, where the figure had stood the night before. Days passed, and Sarah's family still couldn't figure out what had happened. They tried to reassure her that it was just a nightmare, but Sarah knew better. She knew it had been real, and that something sinister was lurking in the house. From that day forward, Sarah was never the same. She was constantly on edge, never sure if the figure would return. She soon became convinced that the house was haunted, and that the figure was a ghost. Sarah's family soon moved out of the house, but the fear that Sarah felt that night still lingers. To this day, she can't shake the feeling that she's being watched.